In this DIY project, I'll be making a soap dispenser using the mason jar that I got from the dollar store. I highly recommend that you do not work on this project unless you have someone older or someone strong enough to put a hold on the tank lid and or to supervise you, because there are a few parts where it can get a little bit dangerous. So please be very careful when you are working on this project. For this DIY, you will need a mason jar and a soap dispenser. The mason jar, I got it from the dollar store for $1. I had to get a soap dispenser because the pump on my current one is broken. So I will be using the pump for this dispenser, but for the actual soap, I will be using my original blue one. You will need acrylic paint color of your choice. Mod Podge, the outdoor version is preferred, but I think you should be okay with other version as well. A paint brush and a paint holder. You will also need some kind of tools like scissors, screwdrivers, or something that you can use to poke the hole through the tank lid of the mason jar. And you will also need glue gun. The first thing I'm doing here is making designs. I'm going with very simple design, which is hearts. So I'm making blue hearts. And then I have the black pen that's not being used up all. I didn't want to waste it, so I just end up using the black color as well to make those little hearts on the bottom of the jar. I wanted to add something to the neck of the jar, so I just started adding the blue lines onto it, and it kind of turned out to be like the little ribbon almost, so that was pretty cool. And then I add little circles onto my jar, kind of like those bubbles that you will see. Then I put that aside to dry so that I can work on the lid. The first thing I'm doing here is to measure the diameter of the pump, which is kind of roughly about an inch or so. I made some marks and then start using whatever tool I could find, try to make a hole through it. It's very hard. I definitely do not recommend it unless you have a parent or someone strong enough to help you with it. Be very careful with this step so that you do not hurt yourself. My boyfriend actually helped me with this one because I could not poke the hole through no matter what. It was just so hard. So my boyfriend helped me get started with this, then the rest I was able to do it on my own. Even though I kind of didn't stay on the full circle, it was quite hard to stay on the full circle. The funny thing is, it's actually good if the pump is not in the center, because if it's in the center, if someone has a really big hand, they might have a little trouble trying to get the soap out. So it's good if it's on the edge or somewhere, closer to the edge. Another tip is you don't have to make a full circle for the biggest part of the pump to go through. All you need to do is make a hole enough for the section where the wires are to fit through. After you have created the hole, the next thing you need to do is use a glue gun to seal them together. The mason jar lid I have, it's in two pieces, so I decided to glue them together so I don't have to take two parts out every time I need to change my soap dispenser. Even though I don't think I change that often, but still, I decided to glue it anyways. Be very careful with this one as well because metal conducts heat, so you don't want to hurt yourself in this one. After that, I put the lid onto the jar, so that it would be easier for me to glue the pump onto the lid. What I'm doing here is apply a layer of hot glue onto the edge and then just push my pump down. Since I made my hole a little bit too big than I needed to, I just used hot glue to cover out the little extra sections so that it's fully sealed. After my acrylic paint is dried, I also applied the outdoor Mod Podge onto it so that it kind of seals the design end. I didn't cover the whole jar, I only covered the design parts, so you can kind of see if you go really close. But it's still really cute after all though. And this is the final result after my Mod Podge has dried. Lastly, all you need to do is pour your soap into this new soap dispenser. So the pump of my blue dispenser is broken, but I'm keeping the blue bottle part for a different DIY. That's all for this DIY project. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!